Now we're going to talk about some of the lifestyle changes that you can start working on today. To increase your chances of success, healthy eating, exercise, and lifestyle changes should begin even before surgery. By making these changes now, you'll find it is easier to adapt to life after surgery. After bariatric surgery, your stomach will be much smaller, and you won't be able to eat a large amount of food. It will be important to eat breakfast and a meal or snack every 3 or 4 hours. You will also need to know what's in your food. The best way to do this is by cooking most of your meals at home. Here's an example of what a typical meal might look like once you've had bariatric surgery. It includes lean protein, healthy vegetables, and carbohydrates. And here's an example of a healthy snack. Remember, you'll need to eat every 3 or 4 hours throughout the day, so you'll want to plan your snacks ahead of time. Remember, your digestive system will change after surgery. You'll no longer be able to eat a large amount of food or foods that are high in sugar or fat. If you do, you may experience what is called dumping syndrome. This can include stomach cramps, a racing heart, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. These symptoms may last for several hours. Also, you won't be able to drink a large amount of fluids in one sitting. To stay hydrated, you'll need to sip small amounts of fluids throughout the day. Let's hear from some bariatric patients who can share their experiences about eating after they've had surgery.
It's a totally different way of eating, and you have to know that going into this.
In the beginning, it was very structured, and I'm happy for the structure that the hospital provided right after surgery, because it is basically learning to eat all over again. So, what to eat, how much to take, and kind of timing it all out, and how much you should actually be getting in a day.
I eat 6 or 7 times a day, little meals. I always eat protein. I don't eat anything unless protein is part of the meal.
You have to be able to keep yourself healthy by choosing foods that work for you. The other thing that will happen is that some foods that you ate before surgery, you may not be able to eat after.
For me, hamburgers, I used to love hamburgers. I'm afraid to have one now because I don't want to get back into old habits. Chips and cheesies and hamburgers and fries, and I have to cut that stuff out.
And I do recommend to anybody who has the surgery to really, the closer you can stick to the post-op care, the better.
If you follow the guidelines, Toronto Western has been awesome about the amount of guidelines they give and the amount of support they give. If you follow that, you'll be fine.
As you can probably tell from these patients, they think about food very differently. While eating healthy will be important, another key to success is becoming more active. Once you start losing weight, you'll find you're able to do so much more. This can include fun activities like biking, walking, and playing with your children or grandchildren. Any activities that will cause you to sweat a little bit and breathe a bit harder are going to make you feel good and improve your health. Try to be active at least 30 minutes a day, 4 or 5 days a week. Once you find some physical activities you enjoy, it will be easier to make them a part of your new lifestyle. Start imagining the activities you want to do and make them a goal to work towards. Let's hear from some patients and see what their experience has been with physical activity and exercise after surgery.
You're so overweight that just going for a walk down the street becomes a major issue. Now you can do it without thinking. I have so much energy all the time.
My physical activity before was 0. Now I'm going to the gym about 5 times a week at least.
At work, I work on the 4th floor. I can go walk up the stairs now and not feel like I'm going to die at the end of it. If the elevators aren't working, that doesn't scare me anymore.
I used to go drive the missus to the store. I'd wait in the truck till the grocery is done and get out, and we'll get together and get it all back into the vehicle. Now I go grocery shopping. I have no problem walking around.
It's all, I think, mental. And the physical comes with, whatever you're doing, but it's the mental and being able to, I feel great doing this, and I'm able to do it without, a struggle or, people commenting on the way you look doing it or whatever the case may be.
Before I would be, I might be on the couch and think, oh, I should go out, and I didn't Now it's like, well, yeah, of course. Let's go down here. Let's go see something. Let's go do something. Why not? You know, have some fun.
A year ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle 10 minutes on the dance floor at my firm's Christmas party. The last Christmas party, I was on the dance floor for an hour and a half.
At 9 months after surgery, I did a 30-mile bike ride for multiple sclerosis. Again, something I would never have done when I was overweight.
Then when I went through the surgery, I said, the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to be playing baseball last summer. I said, when I get it, this summer, I'm going to play baseball. They said, well, you need to be able to run. I said, I will be able to run. Since then, I just never turned back. I play baseball, play horseshoes, ride a bike, even bought a sports car that I can get into it now, and I'm rebuilding it. So these are all things I couldn't do before for 15 years.
I feel that much better. My energy level is crazy. I'm sprinting on the treadmill. The adrenaline rush that I've got, I feel like I could run another mile or something, but it's like night and day.
As you can see, physical activity is both a key to success and one of the most rewarding parts of life after surgery. Now that you understand the changes you will be making related to eating and physical activity, let's talk about how to prepare for surgery itself. You will meet with several members of the bariatric team to make sure that you are well enough to have the surgery. These visits are very important and will assess your physical, emotional, financial, and social well-being. Remember, you must quit smoking and drink less alcohol. We'll also encourage you to plan for the lifelong costs of buying vitamin supplements and making healthy food choices. Above all, we want to make sure that your surgery is safe and that you are set on the path to success in your life after surgery.
The assessment process I felt was to make sure that I was serious, that I didn't think that this was just going to be some wonderful thing, that I would get the surgery and I wouldn't have to change my life. You have to change your life.
When I was leading up to the surgery, I thought, oh, would this never happen? Can I speed this up? Can I get the process going faster? I now realize that I needed that year. You need to make some changes, and you need to be prepared to make those changes, and that year is a good time to start.
Physically, I was ready to do it. It was always the mental aspect of it that was kind of, am I ready to do this?
Whatever is in here that made you eat is not going to go away with the surgery.
Most people who are obese have eating disorders in one way or another. They've eaten for a reason. Start to deal with that. Realize that you do have a problem. Start to deal with that to begin with, because that's not going to go away. They're going to operate on your stomach, not your mind.
So you have to be smoke-free for 3 months. So it basically took me another year. I went to my doctor. I said, I quit. I want to be recommended. He said, we're going to wait 3 months this time. So in 3 months, I went back. And then I started, the process.
Every professional that I met made it abundantly clear, whether it was the social worker or the psychologist or the nutritionist or the surgeon, this is a decision you get to make. And own that decision.
The extra time really made, it gave me more time to research. It gave me more time to watch videos. It just basically, in my mind, made me well aware of the process. And I felt good about where I was going. So once I got to the doctor and the psychiatrist and the social worker, once I got to that phase, I was just like, all right, let's go. Let's move this along because I'm ready.
As you can probably tell, we need your full commitment before and after surgery. Ask yourself, am I mentally, emotionally, and physically ready to make these changes? We recommend you talk about these personal questions with a friend or family member who can support you. Also, throughout the assessment process, the bariatric team will be here to help and guide you. This is the end of part 3. Again, make sure to write down any questions you may have, and the bariatric team will be happy to answer them in person.